Good afternoon and welcome back to the Winkelbury Sports Complex for today's Southern League Premier South match. If you are joining us here live, it is currently the second half about to get underway between Basingstoke Town and Poole Town. The Dolphins leading by 1 as it stands. It was Dan Carr who found the back of the net for the Dolphins opener in today's game. A great ball into the area by Henry Spalding. I was joined in the first half by Ollie Kemp and Ade Onumwia. Not sure if Ade will be joining us for the second half. Hopefully he will. He provided some really useful insight into what it's like being an actual defender. But while we wait for him, we are also joined, unfortunately, by Ollie Kemp.
Oh, that's a nice intro for me. Yeah, really good game. Nice that the weather stayed good out there, no rain, and the sun's still shining, and now we can see the players are coming back out onto the pitch, and hopefully we can, maybe get an early goal and kind of just ease into the game a little bit, because the last 10 minutes of that first half, I think we were a little bit sloppy, and Basingstoke certainly had their own chances, but luckily it's still 1-0 to us. But Joe and Pat would have definitely said at half time, boys, we need to keep dominating possession, dominating chances, and get the 3 points for these travelling fans.
Just a quick mention on the travelling fans before the second half does get underway. I mean, they've been cooped up in a corner. It's a difficult kind of place to make noise with no stand behind you, but there is plenty of the Poole fans over there making as much noise as they can. It's great to see.
Yeah, excellent. How many is there exactly?
Not too sure. I'm sure we'll get confirmation of the number very quickly. We're going to have a word from Vice Chairman Andy Rossiter on his thoughts looking ahead to the second half. More of the same in the second half, or do you want a little bit more control in the game, would you say?
I think we just have a little more control. Like the second goal, just to set it all down. I think we'll utilise the bench. I can see Ayo coming on probably around the 60 minutes. Maybe for Henry, get a bit of physicality into the front line. Obviously we've got Chris Campbell on the bench, very strong bench today again. So I think all the players will play their part, including all the subs. So it should be a good second half. I think we need to get the foot down now and get on with the job and finish it.
We're going to have a very, very quick word from John McCarthy here to make sure he stops complaining about not being on YouTube. John, what did you make of the first 45 and what are you looking ahead to in the second half?
I think the bench will play a part. I think we're a little bit careless a few times. I think a bit loose with the pitch. But all in all, great start, great goal, great assist from Henry, and then Dan coming in. Yeah, great, really good. But yeah, I just think it's a little bit loose at the moment. I think we need to tighten it up, and I think we'll do quite well in the second half.
So next week, by the way, we've got a home game which neither John and I will be at. You like to ask Mr. John Mack where we might be next Saturday?
Scotland playing Wales and Cardiff. As much as I love Poole Town, I'm afraid Scotland playing Wales in Cardiff, that's got a priority, I'm afraid.
I've got to support Scotland and I've got cricket sat next to him.
And beating Rossiter on Sunday morning at golf.
He dreams a lot.
And I beat him yesterday as well.
That's John MacArthur and Andy Rossiter there, just sharing their love for rugby and golf. We do have a game to get back to as Poole Town against Basingstoke is set to get underway very, very shortly for the second half in. And we are underway, set and ready to go for the second half of Basingstoke Town against Poole Town. The Dolphins leading by 1 as it stands. The Dan Carr goal on the 7th minute, the difference maker between the two sides at the moment. I can't see any half-time changes from either side. I think there may be one actually. George Reed came on during the first half for Lloyd Snell. I think that was the only change throughout today's game so far. Shaquille Gwengwe did go down on the deck. A little bit of a scare for Poole fans a little bit early on in the game. Lowe's onto Ryan Campbell. Set back to Owen Dorr. If you are just joining us here, Basingstoke Town 0, Poole Town 1 as it stands. Adam Parks looking to launch it forward in the direction of Shaquille Gwengwe. Well defended by Basingstoke over there. Ryan Campbell looking to keep it alive. Cams again onto Harvey Slade. Slade goes back to Owen Dorr. Big warm welcome to everyone joining us from home today. As the Dolphins will look to find a second in this game. We did have a quick chat from Vice Chairman Andy Rossiter and one of our fantastic directors, John MacArthur, at half-time before the second half did get underway. Gwengwe looking to get his head on it, well defended once again by Basingstoke as they look to launch it forward. Owen Dorr back to Ryan Campbell. Parks now on to Corey Jordan. I mean, it's been quite an even game so far, Ollie. What do you expect from the second half then?
I'd like Poole Town to obviously get a foothold of this game. I'm sure Pat and Joe would have said the same to the boys at half-time. Just control possession, not take too many risks at the back, which I think Ade spotted as well. Definitely towards the end of half-time, we were just a bit careless and, just giving the ball away way too easily at the back. So I think those are the main points. But obviously that second goal will be massive in this game. So hopefully we can get it first.
100%. IK Hill still battling away down the left-hand side as it goes out there. We do have some fantastic players to bring off the bench today. The likes of Ao, Chris Campbell and Charlie Davis, two are probably the only attacking options on the bench. Could you see one of them being introduced shortly?
Yeah, definitely. I think my go-to will probably be Ao. I think we could really use his physicality as well, especially with, Henry coming straight into the starting lineup for the first time in a while, I believe. So, his fitness might not be up to scratch. I could see possibly that change happening. Even though Henry has had an excellent game so far, I could see Ao definitely making the change for one of the front four.
Ball played over the top, looking for Josh Green. I think I'd like to see a little bit more from IK Hill in the second half. I don't think we really saw the best of him in that first 45. I mean, I know just how good of a player he can be. I'd just like to see a little bit more from him. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I'd agree. Not his worst game by any means, but, just a quiet game, like you say, Connor.
Basingstoke looking to get on with the game quickly. Ball whipped into the area. Not a bad ball. Picked up by Corey Jordan here. And Corey Jordan looking to progress forward. We know he's quite a pacey centre-back, and that is quite a nasty challenge there, and it will be yellow from Corey Jordan. I mean, it was a little bit studs up, and I tell you what, if we did have VAR in today's game, Corey Jordan might be lucky to stay on the pitch with that sort of challenge.
Yeah, it wasn't a malicious challenge by any means, but just one where, Corey's making one of those drives through midfield that he loves to do, just bursting past players, and his final touch just took him a bit too far. And one of the Basingstoke players, I believe it was number 4, James Dixon, just got to the ball before him. And Corey left a bit on him there, but he's okay to continue. And I think a yellow is fair. And now Basingstoke have the ball just past the halfway line. And they put it into the box. Corey Jordan heads away, and now we've got IK Hill, clears the ball.
Hoofs it long, all the way up to Simon Grant. He's actually had to chase his own ball there as he goes down the throw of Simon Grant, but Grant does well to clear it long, and Basingstoke with the ball on the right-hand side now, and it will be a throw-in in the attacking third here. Robbie Gallagher with the ball in his hands. I think he might leave it to number 3, James Clark. If you are just joining us here for the second half of Basingstoke against Poole Town, Poole leading by 1 at the moment. We're joined by Ade Onwuya in the first half, who provided a really useful insight into his thinking as a centre-half, and it's fantastic to have him on our live commentary. Could be a chance here for Basingstoke. Another good shot, well blocked again by Corey John. I think he's probably made about 8 blocks in today's game so far.
Yeah, he's had a good game so far, Corey. He's tried a few risky balls. Some have come off, some haven't, but defensively I don't think he can be faulted.
Basingstoke playing it forward once again. Inside to their number 10, Tom Blake. Holds onto it well in the challenge of Henry Spalding, though. Spalding doing well to get involved. We've mentioned it a few times. He's having a great game out there so far today. Definitely starting to prove himself in the German Pat setup. I mean, going back to him pre-season, I thought he was one of our standout players from that pre-season campaign, in all honesty, but maybe that was against teams who probably weren't up to the standard of the Dolphins. We're throwing on the far side, right on the halfway line for Poole here. Dan Carr is the one who has the ball in his hands. Hope everyone is enjoying and having a fantastic Valentine's Day today. I know I am. Poole Town are winning at the moment. That's the main thing. I'm sure my girlfriend is listening along from home. Ryan Campbell does well to switch it out to Dan Carr. Carr playing it over the top. James Clark now. Henry Spalding picking up the loose ball onto Billy Lowe's, round the corner into IK Hill. Good defending there. Now Billy Upton can drive forward for Basingstoke. Joe Grant rather. Good defending by Billy Lowe's. Picked up midfield by James Dixon here, and it's a really good ball into their number 10, Tom Blake. Could be a chance for Basingstoke here. We've had a good start to the second half. Does get a shot away there. Gallagher again. Poole Town players putting their bodies on the line at the moment. It's going to be another Basingstoke throw on the far side. We need to sort of get going in this second half, Ollie.
Yeah, it's been high tempo this game, but mainly for Basingstoke. You know, we still haven't got that foothold of the game like I'm sure Pat and Joe would have wanted, and Basingstoke are putting us under some early pressure here.
Well, they certainly are, as the second half has just got underway. Played about 5 minutes of it. Basingstoke fans making good noise inside the Winklebury football complex at the moment. She played 7 minutes into the 52nd now. Ball down the line, looking for Diaz, and it's not a great ball there from Dan Carr. Gallagher wins it back, and he's been fouled by Antonio Diaz. Didn't really seem like there was much in that, but free kick given Basingstoke's way.
Yeah, I think it was Robbie Gallagher there who just waited for the contact really, and now Basingstoke have the free kick in a dangerous position now, where I'm sure they're going to whip the ball into the box from the left-hand side.
Could be a chance for them to get the ball into the area here. Jack Ball is a free man at the back post. Ball whipped into the area. Really good ball in there. And Corey Jordan, fantastic defending once again from our number 18. Here's IK Hill. Hill setting it back to Owen Dorr, launches forward. Gwengwe trying to get in front of his man. It will be a Poole Town throw, and a little bit of respite now for the Dolphins. Can hear their Vice Chairman Andy Ross just expecting a little bit more from his players out there at the moment, but we are currently leading the game by 1-0. Carr back to Corey Jordan again. Parks now. Parks launches it forward, looking for IK Hill, and it's a little bit of a waste there from Adam Parks as he clears it straight out of play. James Clark with a throw-in for the hosts here. Launch forward. Good defending by Ryan Campbell, wearing the armband again today. Ryan Campbell joined us from Swindon Supermarine in the summer. It's been probably our standout signing, in all honesty. I mean, people talk about the likes of Shaquille Gwengwe and IK Hill, but Ryan Campbell, just that consistency he gives us. Owen Dorr doing well to challenge his man. Basingstoke trying to get a shot away from the edge. They do just that. Great defending by Billy Lowe's. Here's Silla now. Good footwork from him. Silla does strike it. It's off the back of his own player there, Robbie Gallagher, doing some good defensive work for the Dolphins. Here's the number 16, George Reed. Basingstoke throwing everything at it at the start of the second half, and it goes behind for a goal kick. And we've been once again joined by Ade. Ade, how are you, mate? Did you enjoy the first half on commentary?
My first ever time, so yeah, I'm good to be back. It was good, thanks.
Well, yeah, you're doing great so far, mate, so you may continue. Here's Owen Dorr. Lowe's. Set back to Owen Dorr. He needs to be careful. Back to Parks now, and he can eventually hook it long. IK Hill with a great touch there, but we really haven't got settled at the start of the second half, Ollie.
No, definitely. I'm not going to repeat the word Ade said, but he's just basically saying don't mess around with it at the back. But yeah, we need to just, relax on the ball at the back. But, we're just taking a few too many risks, I think, which are unnecessary.
Here's Corey Jordan now. Trying to play it short and has been dispossessed. And here's Joe Grant now. We need to be really careful at the moment. It's all Basingstoke. I don't think we've actually entered their half at the start of this second half, and we're now into the 55th minute. Tom Blake turning away from Antonio Diaz. Blake gets it into the area. Dorr is there first, onto Henry Spalding, round the corner to IK Hill. Good flick to Gwengwe. Touch out of his feet, but dispossessed again. Dan Carr first to it. Here's Henry Spalding, bringing it under. Good turn from Spalding. Slade. Spalding again. Nutmeg, really nice from Henry Spalding. Finds IK Hill, past the halfway line this time. Hill driving infield. Really nice touch from IK Hill. Could play in behind Shaquille Gwengwe, who's making a really good run there. Great defending by the Basingstoke backline, but that's better from Poole.
Yeah, it was good work there from Henry Spalding to get it out wide to IK, who just tried to slip through Shaq, but it was good defending, I believe, from Jack Ball. But it was good work from Poole, more positive.
And that's something we certainly want to see a little bit more from in the second half, isn't it, Ade? Just getting on the ball and turning past players.
Yeah, I think that's really good. One of his best part of the game is getting the ball in the half turn and driving at players and sliding, shacking.
Ball thrown forward. Silla trying to bring it under. Ryan Campbell's had a hand to the face and is down holding his head. The referee is allowing the game to continue. Ball played into the air. Good defending by Dan Carr at the back post, but I'm surprised the referee hasn't stopped the play for a head injury there, Ollie.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether it was a hand or even an elbow or something, but Ryan Campbell did go down, and he's not the sort of player who would stay down for nothing. So, yeah, he looks okay to continue here, but shame the referee didn't pull it back there.
I'm slightly surprised, as much as it would have frustrated Basingstoke. I mean, when it's a head injury, you're almost expected to stop the play instantly. And Ollie's just pointed out some movement on the Poole Town bench. Basingstoke corner here. Played into the air. Parks has come a long way and does really well to bring that one under. And Diaz is making a good run here up the field. Parks has launched along in the direction of Antonio Diaz, who is unable to get in front of his man, but continues to press on that back line of Basingstoke. The referee has just fouled the number 19 there. Jack Poole is down on the deck after a challenge from the referee. You don't say that too often. He's slowly getting back to his feet. I mean, it's a comical moment. I have to watch it back on the highlights when we can. Good ball into Diaz here. Gwengwe's making a really good run in behind. Here is Shaquille Gwengwe. Shoots goalwards. It's a great stop by the goalkeeper, but the flag was off. I mean, it was a tight one to call. Well, two Basingstoke players are down at the moment. One of them's gone down under the impact of a challenge from the referee. I mean, it's comical at the moment, isn't it, Ollie?
I think that definitely would have been a controversial goal if that was given, considering it was all within about 30 seconds that two Basingstoke players went down. One, like you said, due to a challenge from the referee, which is often. But yeah, the chance just goes begging for Poole after I think Shaq was caught offside. And now Basingstoke have the free kick. Both Basingstoke players back to their feet now though, and the goalkeeper is allowed to continue with play.
Well, we mentioned players potentially coming off the bench. I think it might be Ao and Charlie Davis set to come on here for Poole. Basingstoke launch it forward, and Owen Dorr just about heads it back to Adam Parks. Heart in the mouth sort of moment there for the young centre half. He actually did really well to deal with it though, to head it back to Parks.
Yeah, good work there from Owen Dorr. Sorry, he's just actually giving it away now.
There could be another chance here for Basingstoke into the area now. Play it down the right hand side, and the linesman's flag is up once again. I mean, it is really open at the moment with chances for both sides in this game. And it looks like there's going to be two changes here for Poole with with Ao and Charlie Davis both coming on here for Poole. Ade, it's not your turn yet, mate, but what do you make of those two changes there?
Yeah, I think it's trying to brighten up the players, especially Ao, attacking player, and Charlie. That's gonna calm the game down a little bit, get on the ball and keep the ball moving. But I'm looking forward to Ao coming on because he scored against Wharton, so it'll be a good another attacking threat for us.
Looks like it's going to be Diaz and IK Hill to come off. What do you make of that then, Ollie?
Yeah, obviously very interesting. It's you know, like you said, I think IK has had a quiet game really, and Diaz has been good. Oh no, it's not Diaz coming on. It's